Hello everyone, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about one of the most important components when learning or developing a trading strategy, which is journaling. This is where you identify and strengthen your weaknesses. This is where you write and rewrite rules. This is where you set your checklist, right? This is where you build that system that fits your lifestyle. You might think that you can achieve this during backtesting, but no. Backtesting can actually help you to achieve this, but sometimes it is difficult to really transfer that data or result that you have during backtesting into your real day-to-day trading, and you can only fix that through journaling, because your day-to-day trading is going to come with fresh emotion, fresh challenges, and if you are not having that well-defined rules set in place that you cannot break and you know how to control your emotions yet, you will be unable to put those results that you have during backtesting into your real trading. And this can be a challenge for your success in trading, because you can have a 80% win rate or maybe a 90% win rate during backtesting, but be unable to realize a 50% win rate in your day-to-day trading. And this is real, it happens, and you can only solve this problem through journaling, right? This is where you track your day-to-day habits. What did you do wrong? What did you do right? How could you have performed better? How could you have done this? And what prompts you to do this? Because sometimes you have different day activities, right? Maybe you're working, you're trading from work, right? You cannot backtest that scenario. You can't backtest, say you take a day to go to work to backtest and see how you can perform when you're trading from work. That cannot happen. You can only track that through journaling, right? You need to know, I lose this trade today. Did I take it from work? Did I take it when I was busy? Did I take it when I was angry? Because when you are backtesting, you don't have all these things happening. No, you are just in a good state of mind. That's when you set on your machine, you have a good, your mind is clear and your vision is good. You can follow rules there. But now when you have to face different challenges, that's where it becomes more difficult for you to realize those results that you had in your backtested session. This is where the journaling comes in, because journal is going to permit you to track down those scenarios that you had each day. That's, you take a trade, you journal it. At the end of the day, you come and review that trade. Then you know, this is what I did wrong. This is where I took this trade. Maybe I took this trade from work and I was busy. I couldn't really see that I didn't have a trade to take, and I just took it and I got a loss. Maybe I took this trade when I was angry and I could not backtest that scenario, right? You can't really anticipate, okay, I'm going to be angry at this time, and you backtest it. It's not working like that, right? So you can only track that data in your journal, and you have to do this long enough to know yourself, to master yourself in a way that you no longer need to do it. That is where you become a master with that strategy. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And the most important part of it is that this application we're going to use is completely free. It is called the Stonk Journal. This is it right here, and I'm going to put the link right in the description. And if you want to go to your browser and search it out, you can just go and type in Stonk Journal, create an account, log in, and it's going to bring you right here. It has two versions. This is version 1 and there is version 2, but currently not published yet for every user. I'm just going to show it to you here. It's not yet available to all users. They're still working on it. So, but this version 1 is good. So this is how it works. You just, let's say you are taking a trade, right? I'm not going to put any chart up here because I just want to explain to you how you can use it. It's pretty much easy. It's really easy. And if you really use it well, it's going to fix a whole lot in your trading career. I don't know if it's a career, because you have to, you can't do this for life. If you do it for life, okay, it's perfect, but you'll get to a point where you already master yourself. You know what to do and what not to do, and that is where you no longer need to journal. And we're going to journal in this application, and we're also going to journal in Figma. I'm going to show you how you can journal also in Figma. So we'll start from here. Let's just say you want to take a trade. You already created an account and stuff like this. When you create an account, this is what you're going to see. They're going to give you like a few trades for you to review or stuff like that. And I think we can go over one of them. Let's just say, for instance, that we took this trade ourselves, and you can trade multiple markets, right? You can journal multiple markets. You have stock, options, in crypto, futures, Forex, indices, and so forth, right? So let's just say you're trading whatever the asset is, maybe NQ here, whatever. Let's just maintain this one here. Let's just maintain the stock, and you can put the symbol here. You can put the target. What are you targeting? Your stop loss, right? Are you buying or selling, stuff like that? Because this is an open and closed trade, that's why you see buy and sell. right? So this is an open and closed position. That's why I say it here. But I think it's better for me to just go and start a new trade or something. Maybe you're trying to journal something fresh. So if you want to start it, open a new position, maybe you want to open a new trade, right? You just come to new trade, you open it, you choose which market are you trading. Is it futures? Okay. What is your assets? What are you trading? Maybe NQ, whatever. Let's just put that here. And you put your target, you put your stop loss, you put your tick size. I don't know why this is here. You put your tick size, you take value, whatever, and your quantity, the amount of contracts, right? So your price, what price are you entering at? And is there any fee? Does your broker charge you any fee or stuff like that? Is it a buy trade? If it is a buy trade, you leave it like this. But if it is sell, just click on this buy, it will turn to sell, right? So now this right here, this is like your objective data, right? This is your objective data you input in here, your target, stop loss, entry, the size and the value, the fee, stuff like that. But now you go to your behavioral data. This is where you're going to track your emotions. Now you're going to build that strategy here with these tags. Now let's say you're trading the GXT model. Let's just put that this way, and you have your bias for the day, maybe bullish. Let's just say you have a bullish bias. Now it becomes a tag. If you have a bullish bias and your strategy, you've defined it in a way that your checklist says if you have a bullish bias, then the daily candle should support expansion. Let's just say daily candle support expansion. You type that, right? And you put this right here, whatever your checklist is, you can line that up here, right? There's a daily candle support expansion. Since we are dealing with the GST model, I'll put a few checklists here. Then 4-hour, or maybe daily low or high from a key level, right? No need to put all of that. And this is just a rough something I'm trying to put here, right? This is not something you should put into consideration. I already had a backtesting video that I did with a checklist for complete, right? So this right here might not be really in order. So if you want something that is really organized, I prefer you go and check the video. So we have bullish bias, we have the daily candle support expansion, we have daily low or high forming from a key level, and the next one we're going to need the 4-hour candle to support expansion, right? With a key, with when you're dealing with GXT. So since we're dealing with GST, we want to align expansion candles. Now this becomes my checklist. Each time I want to take a trade, I want to make sure that I have this all checked, right? So this is my checklist. If the daily candle does not support expansion, then I don't even need to go to look at the daily low or high, because I'm not trading for that day, right? And let me put it right here. One of the most important thing in your trading system is when you are able to identify the point where you don't need to engage in the market. When you are able to sit in front of your chart and do nothing because a certain criteria was not met, that is where you know you're closer to hitting that success. But when you can see trades every minute that you open your chart, and you can see trade up and down, you can buy, sell, stuff like that, that's really bad. So one of the most important things you should focus on doing is finding when to stay out of the market. When you find when to stay out of the market, then you are going to have a reason to be in the market when the conditions are right. You don't need to stay out of the market only on weekends. No. Identify those conditions that you need to sit still on your hands and do nothing in the market because something was not right or something could not fit within your trading system, right? Because a certain criteria was not met for you to take that particular trade. So let's continue. This right here is my checklist, right? So like I said, this is your behavioral data. You want to know yourself, right? You want to trade yourself. Like, okay, if I'm going to take a trade, I need this checklist to be in place. I need the bullish candle to be in place. I need the draw. I need the daily candle, which we have already eliminated, should support expansion. Now, if the daily candle doesn't support expansion, we're not trading, right? Now, if the daily candle is not forming from a key level, we are not trading. We don't just want to trade from a random level where we are not sure that that level is protected. Now, if we're going to take the trade further, we need the 4-hour candle to support expansion. Now, if the 4-hour candle doesn't support expansion, that means what? We're certainly going to wait for the next 4-hour candle. We're not going to trade the current 4-hour candle. We're going to wait. So you're actually giving yourself a reason not to be in the market, and that is exactly what you want to do. So right now, once you put this here and I click here, you'll see that I have these options. This checklist that I input manually here, I have them here. If the daily candle now support expansion, I can activate that. I can put in that checklist, and once everything is aligned, maybe I have other confirmation or confluences, what is supporting the narrative, maybe SMT, whatever, or strength switch, SMT or PSP, something like that, whatever. Like I said, this is going to be in this order. I'm not trying to put a well-defined checklist here. I'm just trying to put to show you what you can build with this, right? So once you have this and this is your checklist, you want all of this to align before you can take a trade. And like I said, this is helping you to know when to stay out of the market, which means if one of these isn't met, it's missing here, you don't need to engage, right? And there is another way that you can actually program this in this application, where once you click here, you're going to see them. You don't need to come here and put manually. You can define this checklist here. Let me just take this off. You can come to settings, go to tag management, add tags. Let's just say buyers, bullish, and what is the category? It's going to be the strategy, right? It doesn't need description for that. Now that is one. Now you can put another one, maybe buyers, bearish, the category, strategy. I save. Now I come now to what? Daily candle, daily expansion candle, the category, still strategy. Now I can put here description. This is when the daily candle support expansion, right? So that is the description. Once I tick this daily expansion candle, that typically means this is when the daily candle supports expansion, right? Now, once the daily candle support expansion, I need what? Low or high of day from key level. From key level, and the description should be, this is for GXT model, and I don't know what anyone watching this video is going to be trading. You're going to define this based on whatever strategy you're using, right? It doesn't have to be the same like what I'm doing here, just so you know. So I can just put this like, this is when the low or high of day is forming, or from a 4-hour key level. Whatever. I hope you just understand this whole thing, right? And now we're gonna have the narrative, what confirmed that narrative, right? Or what supports this uh law of day, what confirmed the law of day. Now low, you can put there low or high of day, confirm SMT or PSP, confirm, whatever, let's keep it that way. And I'm gonna describe this. This is when the low or high of the day is being confirmed that will be it there. And we can go back to trades now. If I go back to trade, try to put a trade or something and go to my behavioral data and try to put my checklist. Let's say I've already filled this data and I'm taking maybe an NQ trade, whatever, a trade on NQ, and I have my target and everything set already, and I go to further fill this behavioral data and I just click to confirm every checklist that I have. I will be confirming and also looking at the chart or the trade I'm taking, right, to make sure that every checklist has been met. So I click here and I'm going to identify everything that we put there. We have a bullish bias. Now, what do we have? The daily candle should support expansion, right? The low of day should from a key level, right? Now, what confirms the low of day? Maybe an SMT or PSP. I hope you're getting the point. Now, every time I want to take a trade, I'm going to have this same data and I'm going to make sure that I take it completely. Every checklist being met before I can take a trade. Now, once you're taking a trade here, you have another point here to put the notes, some notes, right? This is where you can write what you were feeling at the moment when you're taking the trade. Maybe you took the trade from work, whatever. You can just say, maybe taking this trade from work, whatever, during our New York AM, whatever, was it prior to drivers? Well, how was my mood? In perfect mood, whatever. If I was angry or something, I put it here. Whatever that is, whatever I'm going through at that point where I'm taking the trade, right? If I'm unable to feel this, then I can come after the trade. Maybe I took a loss or something. I come back to review the trade. I can just put there after trade, right? And I repeat the same thing. I try to write what I did wrong. Maybe my entry, maybe entered too early or maybe too late, whatever. And maybe close the trade. I hope you're understanding what I'm doing right here. So I'm trying to put the right data. So if this trade, if I close a trade or if I enter too early, I'm gonna track the time that I took the trade. If I close a trade too early, I'm gonna review that trade and know what I could have done better. Where could I have closed a trade that will give me the maximum profit that I deserve for that particular trade or for that particular day, right? You want to put in this data and be able to adjust them as days goes by, right? If I enter too late today, I want to make sure going into tomorrow, I adjust the mistakes that I did yesterday. I don't want to repeat them, right? So this journal is going to help me to track those things that I'm doing that are really affecting my performance in my trading that I could not track during backtesting, right? Because during backtesting, like I did mention, you can track when you are at work. You can't track when that you enter in the trade angry. You can, okay, you can track like you enter the trade too late or close too early. That's the data you can track. But challenges are going to be random. You can't really predict what you're going to feel next Monday, next Tuesday, next Thursday. They're going to have different challenges. But to be able to build that solid mindset, you are going to build that through journaling. And when you do this long enough, you're going to build that system that is really integrated within your lifestyle, and you no longer need to do this anymore, right? You already know what to do and what not to do. And that's where you no longer need to journal. And you can just be doing your thing. Just take a trade. If you want to post it on social media, if you're just going to be flashy about everything, okay, you're good with that. And that's where we're going to put some work into Figma, because the Figma slides or journaling in Figma, this is where, okay, you can just take your trade. After your trade, you make a slide out of it. You're posting, you're just keeping the data or trying to memorize those signatures. And also for this application, you have an option where you can upload your trade, right? You just click here and maybe you take a screenshot of the trade on trading view and it will appear here. You just upload it. Up here, you can put as much as you want. You can put 100 photos. You can put as much as you want, to be honest. So you put your trades there, and whenever you open the journal, you're gonna open your trade and see what you did, right? As you are reviewing your trade, you are also seeing what you could have done better and what you can adjust on. I hope you understand this perfectly well. So we can't save this because the data isn't complete here, right? We don't have everything here. And like I said, if you're buying, leave this buy. And when you close the trade, when the trade is completed, it's going to show sell here. So if you're selling, you just click here and it's going to change to sell, right? And this is basically it here. And you're going to have access to a whole lot to see your performance, your wins, your your total positions open, your washed, which is the trades that never got tagged in, right? You just, the washes, just like the trades you are not tagged in, the ones you missed. You're gonna have a number of losses and your average win, your average loss, and your total profit and loss, and your win rate, stuff like that. Everything that you think a journal can provide, and this is all happening for free. This application is completely free. This is why I'm doing this video, to show it to you. There are whole cool stuff here that you can benefit from, and I can't keep that away from you. There's a whole lot of features that you're gonna identify yourself. Certainly I can make a video of every single one of them. So this is just the basic ones you can start with. And right now we'll take a look at Figma. So this is Figma. Let's just say you wanna journal in Figma, and I don't know if anyone doesn't know the Figma. You can just go to your browser and just type figma.com, and you click whatever. Let's just say Figma login, whatever. You click there, and essentially it's gonna ask you to create an account or stuff like that, and you can download the application. I already have it, so this is it. And let's just say you want to journal. You just create frames, and if you don't know how to use this Figma application, there are a ton of videos on this YouTube you can watch. So you just create a frame or something, and you just copy your trades from wherever you get them from and paste them here. You just bring your charts and you paste them. So let me just get some example here. Let's just get something from trading view here real quick. So let's just say I want to journal this. This is a weekly time frame. I want to put this to Figma. I just go to this and I copy the image, right? And I can press Ctrl V on my keyboard. This is for Windows. And I paste it here. And I can go ahead and crop it to whatever I want. I can crop it to get just the data I need, right? And I can adjust the size to whatever I like, right? So now this is a complete day for me, right? Like I have the daily time frame here, and I can see what triggered from where did this day put its high, right? The high from where? From a fair value gap. We had a gap filled empty on this day, right? And we're trading an expansion, a reversal into expansion candle, which is a C2 reversal into expansion, right? Which the daily candle is supported expansion on GU. You get that? So trading GU will be perfect. Now I go where? To my narrative, which is on the 4-hour time frame. Now, what can I notice on the 4-hour time frame? We get a reaction from the fair value gap, which is this fair value gap here. Now, what do I have as signature? I have a C3 closure, which is a swing formation, a swing point, right? So we have candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Now I can trade candle 4 into what? Into this low. Candle 4 is opening and the draw on liquidity is still open. So I could trade candle 4, which is the 5 a.m. candle. This is Forex, remember? So I can trade the 5 a.m. 4-hour candle, right? And now since I'm trading from a 4-hour swing, I can execute on the 15-minute time frame. What do I need on the 15-minute? Just a reversal signature, identify a continuation signature. Since the reversal already happened within this swing, which is candle 1, candle 2, candle 3 already reversed. The reversal already occurred. Now I need to trade the continuation. What do I need? Just a continuation signature, which is the 4-hour candle opening, the 5 a.m. candle opening, trade into a key level. And in this case, we had an SMT. Once we CSD this up close candle, then I could take a trade, target the low. And this right here is Thursday's data. You can go ahead and check that. This is the day here, Thursday 23rd July 2026. This is the day. So this is how I journal. When I come back to review my journal, I go in each section, I review what happened, what triggered the reversal for that day, where did the low form from, what was my narrative, what confirmed that narrative, right? What made me to execute on this time frame on the 15-minute. I executed on the 15-minute on this day because I was trading away from a 4-hour swing, right? So this is how you can journal in Stonk journal, and also you can journal in Figma. So I think that rounds it up here, and see you in the next one.